Some men will stain your white. I repeat, some men will stain your white. Just listen to this true life story that I'm telling and you understand why I said so. She actually thought she had finally found love until after she gave birth, another woman showed up at her door claiming to be his wife. So lovelies, while you watch this hair tutorial, I just want to share this true life story because this person actually confided in me to share this story with you because all of your opinions are really needed on how she can actually move forward. So now this is the story. She's a keeper who has been so unlucky in relationships. Her ex before this guy, they dated for a good 10 years. I mean, good 10 years. She was so committed and faithful to this guy. They met during his apprentice years. If you know, in Nigeria, in Igbo land, there's what they call apprenticeship. So that apprenticeship is that the person is actually going to sign an agreement with a business owner that the person is going to serve for a specific number of years, sometimes between 5 to 10 years period. And during this apprenticeship period, the person is not expected to earn any salary from the boss. So the person is supposed to be very loyal to their boss until the time that they agreed on, which could actually be 5 to 10 years, like I had said earlier. So this is actually when she met this guy, when he had nothing to offer her. It was a genuine love. You know that sweet first love where you see the guy and you have these butterflies in your belly. That love that you can give the guy the last food and say, as long as you're satisfied and full, I am okay. That was the kind of love that she had. That kind of love that she had to pretend that all is okay so her man doesn't feel bad about not being able to provide for her financially. That is the kind of love that she had for this guy. It was that kind of love that she even had to support this guy with a meager salary then as somebody that just finished secondary school. You know that sweet love when the guy's smile is your priority. Even when she entered the university, she borrows airtime to call this guy when he doesn't call. He just had that excuse that finally when he's settled, that everything will be fine, and she was just so hoping that she's building a future with this guy. Girl was super committed to this guy, supported him in every way she could, even as a student, doesn't bother him with financial requests. Guy A finally got settled after so many years of serving his boss and started his own business. Things were fine for him. He was trying, but nothing changed towards this babe. This guy doesn't even still call her. She just kept telling herself that this guy is still trying to stabilize his business and the rest of that. A little request just to be treated better. This guy broke up with her. Months later, he came back begging and they made up and continued their relationship. He acted a little better, got her a new phone for the very first time. Things were fine, or so she thought. She was faithful because why not? Mr. is her first love. Marriage talks became more serious. Names of children were picked. Her family knew about him because why not? This relationship is 10 years old already. More years has passed and her dream was finally coming true. In no distant time, she believes he will pop that question. That question we all love to hear. Will you marry me? We see that question as just a formality to begin the wedding plans, Then one day, he travels for work and is unreachable. She tries over and over again for days, weeks, same thing. She thought he had gone incommunicado as usual and believed he will reach out. Until she logged into Facebook and saw the shocker of her life. She and her boyfriend shared a mutual friend. Apparently, this mutual friend attended a wedding, and here she could recognize the groom in the picture with his pregnant bride. She couldn't believe her eyes. She scrolled more and more to see more photos. They never had any issues, no breakup, nothing. Tears engulfed her eyes. She was completely broken. She reached out to him via message and just wrote to him, God will judge you for what you did to me. And he replied, you caused it. No explanation, nothing from him, just that. She was completely broken. She has been nothing but good to this guy. She has been faithful. She has been loyal. She has been everything a good woman should be to her man. But why did this guy decide to treat her this bad? She couldn't understand the reason why. So she just tried to heal her broken pieces. Then she got a job. Not a high-paying job. Not a job befitting of a graduate. As we all know in Nigeria, it's not easy to get a good job. But at least it was able to keep her going. The work helped her to stay sane and looking forward to a brighter future. Months into her new job, then comes a tall, dark, and presentable guy who piqued interest in her. Initially, she was scared to give relationship another chance, but also don't want to lose out on true love as this guy seemed perfect. He wasn't a rich guy, but he gave her the attention she has never gotten from any guy before. He was so sweet and caring. She couldn't help but give him a try. When they started dating, he continued being the good guy, the sweet, caring guy. He was everything the other guy wasn't in a good way. He calls to check up on her regularly, sends her little money for upkeep, something she's not used to. Love is so sweet. Whenever she visits and sleeps over, when he's washing his clothes, he washes hers as well. Such a sweet guy. If she's going to stop over at his house from work, he calls to know when she's coming so he could boil water for her to bathe with if it's cold and get food ready so she eats. Everybody wants this kind of caring guy, right? Even though he wasn't a rich guy, he showed love and care in every way possible. She thanked God Mr. A left and said this is the reason God allowed it to happen. Little did she know that the shege banza in front is more than the one she saw before. They started talking marriage talks, wedding, children, etc. Then she let her guards down. Who wouldn't in the face of overwhelming love, care and attention? Who wouldn't? Just tell me, who wouldn't? Her family got to know of him. They mocked her for always falling for a poor man, but she isn't letting them ruin this love she has found. This very beautiful love. 2 years into the relationship, she got pregnant. Scared to the bone and not wanting to be seen as desperate, she thought for a while and decided to tell her man. He was over the moon, so excited. Soon, he bought a cheap ring and proposed. She felt fulfilled. Finally, she has found true love, a man who really wants to spend the rest of his life with her. So he asked to come see her family for the marriage process. In Nigeria, if you come from Nigeria or you're conversant with our culture here in Nigeria, there is something we call marriage introduction. So marriage introduction is usually the first phase of marriage. This is where you get to officially meet the bride's family with your own family to say that yes, I have an interest in marrying your daughter. So this is the first phase in getting married in Nigeria. So the marriage introduction date was fixed and he came with his people to meet her people. So in some cultures in Nigeria, you can actually pay a woman's bride price while she's actually pregnant. So bride price is actually what makes a woman officially your wife according to the Nigerian custom. So, but on this particular day that they came for the marriage introduction, talking about the bride price, the bride's father, the girl's father said no. I don't want the bride price to be paid now. I want my daughter to put to bed first. So no bride price until when my daughter has given birth. And she followed the soon-to-be groom home as the families now have an understanding. They know where their daughter is and they know who their daughter is with now. Months later, when the pregnancy was way gone, he would complain that the government hasn't paid them their salary. She had actually resigned from work as a result of this pregnancy, as her job doesn't accept a pregnant woman. It's a risk for pregnant women. She started spending the money she had saved from work for feeding, baby things, etc. This guy will complain that the federal government hasn't paid, and she believed him because why not? This guy has been so nice to her. This guy has been transparent to her as she thought. So why would she be thinking something different from what he's telling her? So she just had to keep managing with him, keep managing with what she had already saved before. So the feedings and the baby things were all basically from her salary. At a point, they had accommodation issue. This guy couldn't get an accommodation, so she had to just go back to her family to stay with them till she put to bed. After she gave birth, the guy rented a studio apartment for them. Then he came for his supposed wife and child and they moved into the apartment. She was happy that finally she's out of her family house, so she's now back to her own home. Then he started complaining again of the money being exhausted to rent this cheap, inexpensive apartment. He started complaining that there's no money. The little money he was able to get, he used it to get this apartment. So as a breastfeeding mother who had a baby, a newborn baby that wasn't up to 3 months, she would actually eat just once a day. She kept this away from family, she kept this away from friends, because why not? Marriage is endurance, right? Through the good and the bad times. Yeah, even if they are not properly married, they are actually in for it already. So yeah, she has to learn how to endure with a man, because yeah, your ability to endure with a man in hard times is actually what makes you a good wife material, right? Then the big shocker. A knock is heard on the door. She opens the door to see a woman standing by the door. The woman introduced herself as the man's wife. Not believing her ears, she said, I'm not with a married man. My man is a single man. I met him single, she said. And the woman just looked at her, pushed her aside and just walked into the house. The man in the house opened his eyes and he couldn't say anything. Then she asked him, who is this woman? Who is this woman? Then he just signaled her to sit down. She had to sit down. Her fiance admitted to her there and then that he's been married for 14 years without a child. And so she was just needed to have a child for him to continue his lineage. What wickedness. What wickedness. Her whole world just collapsed before her. She couldn't even move. She couldn't say a word. She didn't even know what to do. She wanted to run away. She wanted the ground to open up. She was just so speechless. Number one, she was so scared for her life. She doesn't know their plan, if they actually want to get rid of her and take the baby. She was so scared to spend the night with them, and she told the man she can't sleep in that house. Also scared to also face her family to tell them that this is what is on ground. So she was taken to a dilapidated building to spend the night by this man because she had no dime on her. As the Lego wife said that she has come back to her home, this house, a bedsitter he had claimed he rented, knew is actually his matrimonial home, and the wife had traveled to the village all this while that he brought her to this house. She only came to learn this reality months later. The child is now a year already and she's struggling to take care of this child. This man brings 20,000 naira whenever he likes. Now she's willing to leave the apartment he puts her so that she can pick the pieces of herself. But she's scared of how she will take care of her child as she doesn't have a job yet and can't even face her family to tell them everything that happened because they already warned her not to follow the man that's poor. All the while he complained about being broke is because he had gotten what he wanted. He works with the federal government in Nigeria. How does she make him take care of this child as she's scared if she leaves his place that he kept her, he won't bring a dime again and she's yet to find a job? Your advice is sincerely needed. She really wants to know how to take this up, where to take this up, and how to make this man to at least take care of the child. She's not talking about herself now because the man has never even given her anything for herself before, but she's just talking about how do they take care of this child because she can't do all of this alone. This is a true life story and she's waiting to hear all of your comments, the advice you have for her. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this because definitely I'll also be delving into true crime. So if you have any story you want to share for people to comment, kindly message me. Thank you so much and I will see you in my subsequent videos. So to the hair, yeah, this is a final look of this beautiful braid. I hope you love this braid. It's actually very, very beautiful. So this part is actually without the baby hair. Thank you so much and bye.